Let me ask you a question here. What was the last time that a GTA game actually made you feel afraid? Like, just stop and think about it. I'm asking you, actually afraid of losing something. I'm pretty sure that it never happened, right? Of course it didn't. The truth is that in GTA, you're actually the scary one. You're the guy this entire city's terrified of. A walking natural disaster with a rocket launcher in his back pocket, taking down police choppers on a Sunday afternoon because you get bored. And that's exactly why what I'm about to say sounds completely insane, bro. Rockstar just spent 13 years building the first GTA that makes you weak. Like, come on, P4, the game isn't even out yet. How could you possibly know that? Because the proof, it is hiding in plain sight. It's all over the pre-order page of the game. The screenshots, every single line on the official website. Every single channel on this platform is covering the exact same news in the exact same listicle format. And somehow, I don't see a lot of people connecting the dots. So by the end of this video, you're gonna know who Jason and Lucia really are. And somehow, what Red Dead Redemption 2 has to do with any of this. And I hope that you see the GTA 6 trailer and all the materials in a different way. But first, if you want to truly understand what Rockstar is building here, we have to first forget about the mechanics of the game. We have to forget about the graphics, the map for like 5 minutes, and we need to start where Rockstar actually started. 2 people. Jason Duval. I mean, like, look at this dude, bro. The official website paints a guy who grew up surrounded by hustlers and con men, who tried to outrun that life by joining the army, but somehow it all followed him home anyway. Now he's back in the Keys, doing the one thing that he's actually good at: dirty work for drug runners. He wanted an easy life, but life said no. Jason is basically a guy with no plan, no ambition. He's just basically getting by. He's crashing on a property owned by Brian Hader, some old school smuggler from the area, and paying that off in favors you don't put on a resume. Jason is more like a guy on autopilot. Then life throws Lucia Caminos directly into his path. Lucia is basically everything Jason isn't. Her dad had her throwing punches before she could properly read. Life never gave her an inch. When we meet her, she's walking out of the Leonida State Prison, locked up for protecting her own family, and her entire worldview fits in one line, and that came straight off the official website. The only thing that matters is who you know and what you've got. She came from the bottom and she's aiming for the top, whatever it takes. Jason is more like an autopilot type of guy, and Lucia, she's actually flooring it. And the main story of the game is like the brakes, and she's more like the spark. And then Rockstar Games sums up the whole relationship and what might genuinely be the most beautiful line the studio has ever written to introduce a character. She could be the best or the worst thing to ever happen to it. Now, if you read the official premise carefully, Jason and Lucia have always known the deck is stacked against them. When Easy's car goes sideways and they're dumped into the darkest corner of the sunniest place in America, tangled in a conspiracy that stretches across the entire state, forced to trust each other if they want to make it out alive. Grand Theft Auto has always been about the climb. We had Tommy Vercetti building an empire. We had CJ taking his streets back. We had Michael DeSanta rotting in a mansion he's too rich to enjoy.
I finally got my boat back!
But this premise here, this is something else entirely. We have 2 people just trying not to die, but this time together. Which leaves us with the question, how do you tell that type of story in a game where the player basically feels like a god? The truth is that you can't. It is basically impossible, unless you tear this god down piece by piece. Before we get to the pieces, the sheer scale of this thing, it actually matters. That's exactly what she said. The pre-orders went live on June 25th, and the game lands November 19th on PS5 and Xbox Series. That's simply $80 for the standard edition and $100 for the Ultimate. And even at that price, we had storefronts crashing, we had virtual queues, we had people setting 3 AM alarms just to lock in a copy. We are looking at the biggest entertainment launch in human history. And I'm choosing those words very carefully. We don't have movies that sell like this. We don't have stadium tours that sell like this. But here's the funny thing about something getting this big. Everybody's looking and almost nobody is actually seeing. Bro, just scan the coverage out there. But the second that you stop looking at these features one at a time and lay them all out like side by side, we start to actually recognize a pattern. A pattern through everything that is already confirmed about the game, and a pattern through everything that was leaked. So every single change, and I mean actually every single change, it points at the same direction. So the main plan of Rockstar Games is to get all of your power and take it all away. And I'm not talking about like the difficulty of the game or like smarter enemy AIs. This is more about design philosophy. GTA 6 is dismantling, boat by boat, the power fantasy that this entire franchise has stood on for 25 years. From this point on, every mechanic I'll show you, I want you to judge it against the tests. And don't worry, because I'm gonna flag exactly what's official and what's maybe leaked or something like that. So when we're done, you can tell me if I'm crazy or not. Let's start with the obvious one, your arsenal. The official Ultimate Edition descriptions mention a weapon locker in your garage, a crate of explosives on your boat. We have swapping loadouts before you leave the safe house. In every single Grand Theft Auto ever, you were like a walking gun store, man. You had a rocket launcher, a sniper rifle, like 6 different types of pistols, and a chainsaw, man. All of that and stored in some magical hammer space inside the man's cargo shorts. If the game now has a locker to store the weapons, it's because you're not carrying all of them. You're choosing. And the 2022 leak had already shown us the weapon wheel, and it is basically like Red Dead Redemption 2. You have 1 sidearm, you have 1 melee, and like 2 long guns. It really seems like the bottomless pockets are gone. So later, we have stealing cars. This is like the oldest mechanic in the series. It is literally the name of the game. There's a chance that now it's gonna look more like a mini game with actual tools. You have a Slim Jim for the older rides. You have an immobilizer bypass for the newer ones. And here's something that I really loved about this. There's a possibility that you can actually fail it. So you, the protagonist of Grand Theft Auto, there's a chance that you're gonna fumble a car door in a parking lot at 3 in the afternoon. Another mechanic that maybe it's in the game is about selling cars. Those days of just dragging any hunk of scrap into Los Santos Customs and walking out with cash, maybe it's over. So now there's like a fence. We have some type of middleman. You basically steal it, and he moves it. Exactly how horses worked in Red Dead Redemption. And the cops of the game, dude, it really seems like the cops are different. They don't just paw on the back of your neck anymore. This time somebody has to see the crime. A witness has to physically run and report you. And this is the part that gave me chills, man. In the leaked dinner robbery, Lucia's face is uncovered and a message pops up on the screen. The police now have a full description of her, and any car they watch you climb into gets flagged to the law, which means that this time the masks matter, like the witness matter. What you wear during this type of robbery, it matters. Dude, this is absolutely insane. I cannot think about another game, I cannot name another game where the outfit that you wear actually changes the way that the world treats you. This is completely absurd, bro. And it seems like it keeps going. You can pick up bodies and stash them out of sight, like in Red Dead Redemption. You can surrender to the cops, like hands up, no more of that weird GTA 5 shuffle. The security cameras are no longer permanent GPS trackers stapled to your forehead. In the leaked clip, you have an enemy walks over to check Jason's last known position. It seems like even the healing system of the game got reworked. The 2022 leaks showed the item lists, which we have like trauma kits, we have painkillers. So apparently the age-old therapy of inhaling a bag of chips like mid-gunfight, it really seems like it's not gonna seal a bullet wound anymore. And the final piece of evidence is Jason's own body. Across the official images of the game, we can see that his muscle mass is visibly different for the one shot to the next. It seems like it's basically the same San Andreas type of system. Your body responds to what you eat and what you do during the game. Now, if we start to add all of these features up, we get like the limited amount of weapons that you can carry. We have the car theft that you can fail. We have the crimes of the game that needs a middleman. You have the cops that now actually investigate the crime scene. The character's body that changes right now. We have the character wounds that now needs a med kit. I don't think that it is that hard to affirm that this is Rockstar's biggest project of all time. Every single one of those changes takes a little piece of your power and hands it back to the world. The city isn't afraid of you anymore. This time you've got reasons to be afraid of the city. And if this whole philosophy is starting to feel familiar, if you played a certain cowboy game and there's a weird deja vu creeping up your spine, we're talking about Red Dead Redemption 2, man. If you understand what that game meant to Rockstar, it's not gonna be that hard for you to understand exactly what to expect from GTA 6. But most importantly, what not to expect from GTA 6. In 2018, Rockstar shipped the slowest, heaviest, most stubborn game of their entire career. We have a horse that gets tired, you have guns you pick before you leave a camp, witnesses that run to report you, you have bodies you haul over your shoulder, clothes that change how the world treats you. And if you were around at this time, you remember that half the internet lost its mind. Oh, the game is like too slow, it is too realistic, like where's the fun of that? And then that game became quite simply one of the best of the whole generation of video games. Arthur Morgan still sits at the top of every greatest protagonist list that was ever made. Now, if you scroll back through the evidence from the last segment, you have chapters on the history, which is basically a structure that GTA never had and Red Dead Redemption always had. You have defense, you have loadouts, you have witnesses. It is very possible that we have hunting and fishing at the game. We have the NPCs with their own type of routines. Bro, I gotta say, at this point, calling it an influence is an understatement. This is more like genetic inheritance. GTA 6 has so much more about Arthur Morgan in its DNA than Michael DeSanta. Everybody spent 13 years waiting for a bigger GTA 5, and what's actually coming is Red Dead 2 in Florida. And once that clicks, man, something beautiful starts to happen. Jason and Lucia's premise finally makes complete sense, because Red Dead 2 is where Rockstar learned to tell a heavy story about doomed people running from a fate that always catches up. And now they've taken everything they learned and named it a Bonnie Clyde type of game. The most anticipated game on the planet is a spiritual sequel to one of the greatest tragedies gaming has ever told. But the truth is that every single tragedy actually needs a stage. And the stage of this game, dude, this is where Rockstar really shines. Every single time, this is like their best written character, and we're talking about the map, we're talking about the city, we're talking about the whole world of the game. And I mean, like, this is where Rockstar really flexes. They didn't build a city, they built a whole state. The state of Leonida. And that line from the premise, the darkest side of the sunniest place in America. Every single region of this map is a remix of it. Vice City is more like the postcard. We have the beach, we have the Art Deco hotels, the cruise port where luxury parades around, the Leonida Keys, which is basically the gateway to paradise, and the front door for every smuggler working that ocean. We have the grass rivers, the swamp, the gators, and an official description warning you there's something in there worse than the gators. We have Port Gellhorn, there's a bunch of cheap motels, an abandoned amusement park, the American dream rotting in the sun. Rockstar literally tells you to hop on a dirty bike and hold onto your wallet. We have Ambrosia, the company town. The refinery keeps everyone employed by day. The biker gang supplies everything else by night. And way up top, we have the Mount Caliga. We have deep woods, hunting trails, and the off-grid paranoids who run from the government, armed to the teeth, waiting out doomsday in their cabins. There's 6 different regions, 6 versions of the same broken promise. And buried in all of this, the juiciest rumor of the bunch, that is pretty possible according to the rumors, that we're gonna have over 700 enterable interiors. A bar that fills up because something happened across town. We have NPCs that work day shifts and sleep at night. It's more like state that breeds, whether you're watching or not. Now we really need to have a real talk here, because we have like a lot of expectations about this game, so I think that we really need to establish like a certain point on it. Of course, there's a lot of things about those trailers that are manipulated. If you go and rewatch the GTA 5 trailer from 2013, you have those NPCs hiking, you have a lot of movement around the city. They're basically like living. Now you boot up the actual game and say hi to the sidewalk zombies. I mean, like, the PS5 is a great console, okay? But it is not like a NASA supercomputer. There will be dynamic resolution. There will be like frame drops when things explode. You're gonna have like those reductions in traffic during the game so the hardware doesn't melt. If you're expecting pure photorealism, I mean, like, you're really setting yourself up for a very expensive disappointment, man. But here's the real thing about Rockstar Games. The real magic never lied in the most amount of pixels. It lives in the art direction of the game. It lives like in the lightning, in like the pink sunset, like shining behind a neon sign. And I cannot even think about another publisher that can do the same type of job that Rockstar Games does at this. An entire state built region by region to tell the exact same story Jason and Lucia are living. The paradise is gorgeous, and the paradise eats you alive, which means that this whole stage is only missing one little thing, which is us, the player. Because after all of that, the mechanics of the game, the philosophy, the map, there's still one simple question that none of these trailers can answer, which is, what are we, the player? What are we actually waiting of this game? There's 13 years, man. An entire console generation was born and buried during this wait. There are people who watched the GTA 5 trailer in school hallway, who'll be playing GTA 6 in between paying bills. And through 13 years of silence, every single leak became a mirror. The racing guy looked in and saw the ultimate driving sim. The roleplay guy saw a perfect second life. The story guy saw the Bonnie and Clyde of video games. Everyone's waiting for a different game, and all of us are waiting for the greatest game ever made. And the truth is that a hype like that is a debt no game can pay, man. Nothing in the history of this medium has ever settled a tab that big. And the truth is that everyone assumed that Rockstar would try to pay it with size, with a bigger map, with bigger explosions, with bigger numbers. But if we look back at everything in this video, they went the opposite way. They're choosing intimacy. We have two hearts with a rigged deck, a state that is rotting in the sunshine, and in the middle of all that, there's you, a mortal, flesh and blood, with something to lose this time. At the beginning of this video, I asked you, what was the last time that a GTA actually made you feel afraid? And in November 19th, we're finally getting an answer. And I gotta say, man, I cannot wait to be afraid again.
You're too smart for me, sister. I guess I'm afraid.
Leave a like down below, and you should subscribe for more. God bless you, man.